Hi, I'm Chef Nicholas Lodge and welcome to my kitchen. I'm going to be showing you some fun and innovative ideas for seasonal things to make using my Nicholas Lodge collection by Katy Sue Designs. So today I'm going to be showing you some ideas of making little mini bûche de Noëls or mini Yule logs. This is a lovely idea for a Christmas holiday gathering, and these could also be made in the autumn time as well, with like acorns and things like that on. But it's a really fun way to obviously make a nice little individual seasonal dessert. These are fun for gifts also. So to start off with, we would just use either you make a little Swiss roll, a little jelly roll, and obviously this is a buttercream one covered with chocolate. You can also use a commercially available one, so you could just actually buy these and then enhance them yourself with buttercream and other additional decorations. So what I would do is I would use a little, for example, these little like a disposable plates. So these are fun if you're doing this for a gift, because you just obviously give this to somebody, and it's a very inexpensive way to present this. You could also do this for a dinner party on a nice little small plate. So first thing you would do is you need to make the little ends of the bûche de Noël here, and that is that you can use, I've used here some white modeling chocolate. So I just rolled out some white modeling chocolate and I just cut it out with, this is about a 1¼ inch round cutter. This needs to be about the same diameter as obviously the actual little Swiss roll you're going to use. Once we've then got this cut out, I've cut off the bottom of this so you actually make a square base. And then you can either use some melted chocolate, so you would use some melted chocolate and then you would just pipe a little swirl with some melted chocolate like this. Or alternatively, you could take some brown gel color or a brown food art pen and you could actually just draw that on. If you felt more comfortable drawing it, that's another alternative. Once you've made the end caps, you then would make some little decorations. So for example, you know, in my video showing, obviously using the Katy Sue Nicholas Lodge collection, things like the holly and berries, obviously individual holly leaves, and then also pine cones. And when you're doing these, especially when you're doing the pine cones, it's fun to do these in melted chocolate. So if you take melted chocolate and you fill the pine cone and mold up, and then once they're set for about 15 minutes, you take those out, you see how you're going to have a beautiful chocolate pine cone. So this could be used on something like a Black Forest cake. You could use this on all different types of Christmas and holiday desserts. When you're using the chocolate pine cones, you can enhance those with, for example, like you could put some gold. So this is done with using the click twist brushes. So you can actually take this and then you can actually put a little bit of gold just on like the edges of these. So you could just add a little bit of gold, or you could put some of the pearl. You could also dust this with some pearl dust as well. So you could do this over your chocolate pine cone. So these show the 3 sizes of pine cones from my set. Because obviously chocolate is going to taste better than using modified paste. The other alternative is you could also use chocolate modeling paste as well, like I showed on the when I showed the using the citrus slice for the gin and tonic cupcakes on one of my other segments. I used white modeling chocolate. Once you've got your little piece, I normally would just stick this down with a little bit of chocolate buttercream. This is a chocolate fudge buttercream. I'm using here just a sort of a coarse star tip, and all I'm going to do here is just going to just pipe with my tip. So I will pipe with my tip like this, just back and forward, just to sort of create the very simple sort of effect of the wood. And normally I would just go in with a veining tool here and just going to texture this. So you're just going to get this sort of slight wood texture onto this. So you're just going to do a little bit of texture onto here. And if this gets a little bit soft, you can also just pop this in the refrigerator or cooler just for a couple of minutes to firm that up. On the ends of this, I'm going to just pipe a little bit of buttercream just around the edge here, just along the base, just to secure the end cap. So I'm going to take my little end cap here, just going to pop this on. I've got the one on the other end, and just push that together. So this makes the end of your little bûche de Noël or Yule log. Once we get to this point, we can then have fun being creative in decorating this. So I'm going to show you some really nice little ideas. This one here has been finished off with a small size chocolate pine cone. I have a triple berry set. So the berry set is actually from the holly berry set here. And on my full-length videos for Katy Sue Design, I show how to do these. I've just made these in obviously flour or petal paste or gum paste, but you could also pipe red chocolate into here as well. So all of these can be used for chocolate also, or model-in chocolate. But to make the pine needles, to make these edible, these are actually made from angel hair pasta. So this is angel hair spaghetti, which is very thin. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take about a 2-inch piece, about a 5-centimeter piece of spaghetti. So you just would make, 4 to 6 of those. And then all we then do is you take a piping bag. This is actually some green royal icing. You could also use green buttercream. You could also use green melted chocolate. And I have here, this is a plastic piping tip about a number 2 size. So you can even just cut the end off of a bag. You don't actually even have to have a piping tip or tube in here. So what you do is you push this into the bag. So you're literally going to have about a 1/2 inch, just over 1 centimeter left of the bag. You're going to put a little bit of pressure onto the bag here. And then what you're going to do is you're actually going to just coat this with your buttercream, with your royal icing, or with your chocolate. And then what I normally do is I take a pair of tweezers, and then I would then put these straight into the little dessert. So you're just going to push these into the dessert like this. I'll just show you one more of those and you'll get the idea. But see, this makes a totally edible pine needle. And you can do this, of course, on a larger, if you're doing a full-size Yule log, you could purchase that, or again, you could just obviously start off with a basic Swiss roll, a jelly roll, and then you could then enhance that yourself. But so you're just going to cover this with the icing. These could be pushed into a styrofoam block or a cake dummy until you're ready to use them. But see, I've just got it here. So I'm just going to put 2 of those in so you get the idea about sort of how they would look as the little needles. Then you would then take your chocolate pine cone here. So this is a chocolate pine cone. This is going to sit onto the front here. So I'm just going to have my little chocolate pine cone. And then I'm just going to add a little accent here. So I'm just going to add some little berries just for a little bit of color. And you see my little berries would sit here like this. But of course, if you added, say, 4 or 6 pine needles, but alternatives you could use, so just move my turntable out of the way here. You can see here, this is actually done with a lighter chocolate buttercream. This is actually more of a milk chocolate, not a dark chocolate. This one I've actually painted the ends, and I actually just used a cream colored rolled fondant or sugar paste there, and I just used some gel color and I just painted the end, but a food art pen could also be used. And then here I've decorated this using my Nicholas Lodge collection holly. So I've used the holly leaves and then the holly berries. Again, these could be done just in paste, in modified sugar paste or rolled fondant, could be done in gum paste, could be done in model-in chocolate as well. And you can see the holly looks very attractive. If you were doing a full-size Bûche de Noël, you could also, of course, incorporate some of the larger pieces like the citrus slices and other things as well. And then to finish this off, we would take a little bit of icing sugar or powdered sugar and just sort of sprinkle that onto there, and you have your little festive Bûche de Noël or Yule log. So this is, as I said, a fun sort of little project to do, delightful to use for a gift idea or to use for, as I said, a holiday dinner party. And you can obviously present this on a nice plate. You can do, obviously, as I said, variations on here. So I've just spoken about using the other, obviously, little holly leaves here. So I hope you will enjoy making these for your friends and family to enjoy during the holiday season. So until next time, see you real soon. Sweet wishes.